is Rita Dairit and this is Buhay Parang Life, where we discuss issues about this thing called life. Thank you, my dear viewers, for tuning into this episode. I invite you to please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. Buhay Parang Life is part of FaithWatch TV, and I encourage you to download the FaithWatch app on your mobile device. We read and value your comments, so please feel free to write down your comments and suggestions below. In this episode, we have a wonderful woman. She is my fellow podcaster at FaithWatch TV. Meron siyang sarili niyang show with her entire family, Team JMJ. She will also talk about it later. She is a servant at the feast, including the Jewel Women's Ministry. Alam niyo po, tayo mga babae, we are known to be always at the service of others. We serve our spouses, our parents, our children, the community. But today, we will talk about women serving women. And to talk about this is a lovely woman. Welcome to Buhay Parang Life, my fellow podcaster, Tina Rodriguez. Hi, Tina.
Hi! It's an honor to be here and thank you, Ate Rita, for having me here. I'm so excited.
Naman, Tina. Dapat nga, di ba, sabi nga ng ating producer, dapat nag-guest tayo sa ating...
Nag-iikot tayo. So next time, dun ka naman sa JMJ, mag-vlog tayo.
Parang medyo lola ng mga anak ni Tina. Okay, Tina. Women serving women. During the pandemic, I, as a mother, as a wife, and you also, marami tayong na-encounter na challenges. So you being, encountering women from all walks of life, what were the challenges that most women faced the past 2 years of the COVID pandemic?
I think based on our discussions with our sharing sessions with our servants at the feast and our attendees, because even during the pandemic, we would meet online via Zoom, like now, we're using technology to connect pa rin. But I think it's still that sense of one of the biggest challenges po, yung parang sense of belongingness. Yung iba kasi pa rin pag virtual, kasi I think we are really naturally sociable. Even if you call yourself an introvert, kunyari, may mga women na introvert, no? Pero yung being with other women, parang there's this sense of, I don't know, parang sense of unity, sense of So,
diba? Sabi ko, gusto mo mag-enjoy sa biyahe mo, go with other women.
Yes! Actually, I just came back po from a trip with other women leaders from the feast.
Enjoyable.
Wow, sobrang iba kasi po it's the first time that since the pandemic began. Actually, sabi ko nga kay Anthony, my husband, it's the first time in 16 years kasi we've been married 16 years. This is the first time na I've been with other women na kami lang, na no kids, no husband. So
I'm sure ini-schedule mo na yung next trip mo with other women.
Actually, nakakatawa yung mga kasama ko po itong past days na women, parang, kailan na tayo ulit? Next week? Tawa kami na tawa. Pero I think it's really the challenge of how to cope with everything. No? So, especially if you're a woman with a family,
right?
Iba po yung challenges ng pandemic kasi yung fears mo was parang, paano kung magkasakit kaming lahat? Paano kung ako yung magdadala ng sakit? That was one of my fears. Tas feeling ko, ako rin yung nagdala talaga. Nang all of us got hit by COVID earlier this year, feeling ko, it was my fault. Kasi lumabas ako for the past 2 years, no, since 2020, parang only limited number of times lang talaga ako lumabas.
Right.
Parang less than 10 nga I can count it. Tapos, lumabas ako ng December last year with my husband. We attended the wedding of his sister. I'm the one who started feeling symptoms January 1. So, parang feeling ko, I was so guilty. Yun. Isa yun sa mga challenges I think that we women face, yung guilt of maybe not doing enough or not taking care of our families.
Not doing enough.
Oo, yung...
Kahit minsan parang pagod na.
Yes, oo.
Ba? Marami bang ganyan pala? Akala ko ako lang yun.
Mag-comment po kayo dito sa video kung
Kung
Pero
kayo
I think,
nakakaranas ng ganun.
oo, this,
Gawin
I
ganun.
guess yung ano din, the biggest thing I think for women was yung fear din, yung fear of, will it ever normalize?
Right.
No? And then maraming na-displace kasi they lost their jobs. So yung insecurity, yung challenge of not knowing what the future will hold, diba? Parang ang dami naming servants at the feast, mga attendees na they also had to go back to the province or stuck sila sa province, yung ganon, yung parang they had to adjust their lifestyles. And that was a big challenge, I think, for all of us kasi parang biglang ano, 'di ba? Biglang everything's put to a halt, lalo na yung mga may lockdowns. And syempre yung challenge din of losing your loved ones. Kasi
Right. Oo.
I'm sure all of us, yung mga nanonood, ikaw, Ate Rita, baka meron kang friend or 'di ba, friend or
Neighbors,
relative.
yes. Oo, it was very real.
Sobrang real yung grief. Tas parang hindi ka pa nakatapos mag-grieve. Ako na-experience
Meron
ko
na
'to,
naman.
naiiyak pa rin ako. Parang na-experience ko 'to yung parang hindi ka pa naka-grieve fully over that person.
Meron na
Meron
naman.
ulit, yung gano'n. So parang, and then the grief of losing what was normal to you. So parang, that's kasi generally, di ba tayong women more emotional, more parang,
Oo.
in general, more in touch tayo with our feelings, more sensitive. So parang, there was a time talaga na parang ayoko nang, pwede bang hindi na ako babangon mo? Dito na muna ako sa kama kasi parang so many.
Parang pwede ba yun sa babae? Hindi na, di ba? Sabi mo nga, we are more parang sensitive to our emotions and to the emotions of others. Kaya nga,
Yes.
it has often been said that really, yung, for example, poverty, ang greatest,
Yeah.
ang nai-impact niyan is always yung babae.
Mm-mm.
Hindi po ba yan sa ibang babae? Parang sobra tayong namomroblema. Although, ang natural order talaga, yung lalaki ang breadwinner. But
Yeah.
somehow, if he ceases to be the breadwinner, bakit parang
Yes.
hirap na hirap ang babae?
Siguro kasi tayo din yung nagmamanage, di ba? Usually, tayo yung nagmamanage ng household, yung mga details, tayo yun eh. Parang women are, parang God created us women to really look into the details na parang of the routine, of the everyday. Oh, I'm not saying na may mga men na hindi. Kasi si Anthony, ganun din siya. So, mas detailed siya sa akin. Mas OC. Yan. I love you, Anthony. And I'm really grateful for that. Kasi naka-compliment ako na medyo, yan, sabog-sabog, ganyan, minsan. So, pero generally, di ba, parang, I think parang mas nag-worry din tayo, no? Parang, mas nag-iisip na what if, ganyan.
So, parang needless to say that women are helpful at home. What about sa simbahan, sa ating church?
Ako, I really believe that we're gifted, no? We are gifted by the Lord. And itong recently, kasi nga, may women's ministry kami na I started becoming more active in serving. I started reading more about yung mga saints na talagang for women. No? So, for example, Saint Edith Stein, Saint John Paul II, he also wrote a letter to women. And then I learned din yung parang all of us, we're called to be mothers. Even if you're not a mother like physically, pero always in soul. Yun yung isang author that I read recently, and I follow her on Instagram, si Emily Stimson Chapman. Kasi siya parang adoptive mother siya. Kasi for the longest time, hindi siya magkaanak, ganyan. So she wrote about the letter of St. John Paul II to women. So parang ang ganda nung sinabi niya na dun sa isang article niya, kasi parang she was like dissecting the letter of St. John Paul. Tapos sabi niya, what does it mean to be a woman? Tapos parang sabi nga ni St. John Paul in his letter about the feminine genius. So he said, in Christ, sabi niya, every woman has dignity, and in the church, every woman has a place, regardless of whether she is married or single, fertile or infertile, a woman who works in the home or a woman who works in the world. So a woman is called to be a mother, sometimes in body, like you and me, no, Ate Rita, pero always in soul. So even if, for example, yung mga single ladies natin na nanonood, di ba, parang we're called to be mothers in soul eh. And, it's our job to see the image of God to nourish and nurture life all around us. So, sabi ko nga, bagay na bagay itong nabasa ko sa buhay parang life. Kasi nga,
Right.
minsan kasi pag iniisip ng mga tao to be pro-life, it means to just support, having babies or parang building, 'di ba? Pero it's not 'di ba, Ate Ri? It's parang to be pro-life is to encourage and build the culture of life.
Yes. We should be life-giving to each other.
Yes.
It's not only about, having babies. It's
Oo.
promoting the culture.
Kasi unang-unang isip ng mga tao.
Oo nga. Pagka pro-life, akala nila against ka lang abortion, against ka lang ganito. No, it's really giving life to other people. So, Tina, how is this feminine genius helpful to the church? Ano yung contribution natin as women because nga of our feminine genius? How are we able to help the church?
I think in general, like, the more we say yes to Jesus, just like Mama Mary sa fiat niya na when she said yes, nag-unfold yung plan of salvation ni Lord, for all of us, ni God, for all of us. And it's just like that. When we say yes to Jesus and we become the women He made us to be, the more we can join. We can join in the mission of the church, Kasi parang tayo kasi yun nga yung the caring nature of women and the motherly nature. Kasi I remember even as a child, parang yun yung natural instinct ko to take care of those who are younger or to take care of, 'di ba? Parang that's how God created us. So in the church, that's what we can do to be still the face of Christ to others, in our own unique way, in our own feminine way. And minsan kasi parang iniisip ng mga tao na babae ka, so limited lang yung pwede mong gawin. But actually, parang, this past pandemic, yung mga conferences that I've been attending online, and mostly, madami talagang women initiated. And, di ba, women, parang, it's...
I agree.
It's so obvious din na the gifts that God gives us, if we say yes to Him using these gifts, He can do so much. Kunyari, ito, akalain mo ba, Ate Rita, na magkakaroon tayo ng show sa...
Lalo na ako, akalain ko ba?
Ako talaga parang, I was hesitant to say yes to this now when I was asked na, do you want to do a show now with the family? Kasi parang, one more thing to do, ganyan. Pero,
on our plate.
Oo, pero parang, I always try to change my mindset na, instead of, I have to do this, I get to do this. Parang, it is a privilege to serve our church. And I think, that's what we also want to share with the women. Na it's a privilege to serve. It's an honor to serve. Just as Mama Mary was called to serve, diba? To serve us, diba? To serve us humanity by giving her yes. Kahit di niya naintindihan, siguro tayo din, Ate Rita, parang at the start, sige, yes.
Pero hindi natin naiintindihan ng una, diba?
Oo.
Tayo na kalag na rin sa mission. Ganyan ka ba?
Yes.
Kalag na rin sa mission. So, Tina, you are in the Jewel Women's Ministry.
Yes.
So, you are serving other women.
Mm-hmm.
How, i-concretize mo nga yan, how can women serve other women? Paano ba tayong makakapagtulungan?
Okay, so if specifically we're talking about Jewels, so Jewels is actually a ministry. Jewels actually stands for Jesus in every woman empowered to love and serve. Yan. So it's an acronym for
every woman empowered to love.
Yes. So ikaw, Jewel ka, Ate, kasi
alam mo yan ang essence natin, di ba?
Oo, ikaw yun. Ikaw, all the women out there. Tayo yun. All the women out there who are serving, And and loving the Lord in your own way. Pero specifically sa women's ministry namin, so at the feast, we have what we call different districts. So these are different areas. Tapos, per district or per feast session, like a specific feast, so for example, kami feast Novotel or feast
Sa Cubao.
Ortigas.
Okay.
Yes, sa Cubao or Sir Feast Ortigas. We have a women's ministry, and then we use it as a platform to evangelize other women who are not necessarily parang feast attendees. So we use that to bring them to our activities, to draw them, and then we invite them to a deeper spiritual journey through the feast, like small groups, no? So we call them light groups. So in this way, parang may discipleship that happens, but we also have bigger events that gather women, no? So in bigger events namin, like for example, the Jewels Conference is coming July 2. This one is an event, like it's an international event, and it's not organized by just us, our district, but it's like the Jewels all over. It's a Jewel Central.
So Jewels is present in other countries as well?
Yes.
Like
So,
where? Like, is this, ang umbrella organization mo ba is an international organization or mga Filipinos yan based abroad?
mostly po, Filipinos based abroad. So, Jewels kasi is under the feast. Okay, so,
Which is present? Oh,
yes, which is present in a lot of, all over the world. So, meron sa Europe, meron sa Americas, meron sa Australia, New Zealand. So, in different countries, ganyan. So, this conference, because nga of the blessing of the pandemic na we discovered, we can serve online. It's actually a hybrid event. So, there's an on-site event. So, for those who live in Manila and nearby or willing to travel to Manila, merong on-site event at SMX Manila. And then those who...
Ay, talaga pwede na? Ilan
Yes.
ang pwede? Ilan ang pwede?
600 ang maximum.
Sana nga, kumalma.
Gusto mo ba, tita, sabihin mo sa akin? Ako bahala
Sana
sa'yo.
kalmado ang COVID by that time, no?
Yes, hoping and praying. Kasi nga, but yun, so it's an on-site, and then those who purchase online tickets, they can watch the live stream of the on-site event, and then all the ticket holders, whether you're on-site or online, merong mga online classes kasi that are going to be held also on the conference website.
One day conference lang yan?
Yeah, the on-site po is July 2nd. So that's the on-site one. And then July 3 is like bonus sessions for ticket holders kasi may live Q&A with the class speakers, certain class speakers, via Zoom po. So yung July 3 mo, all online siya. Ganyan.
Pero live with the speakers. Who are speaking in this event?
Okay.
On July 2nd, anong oras mag-start?
Ang dami, ate.
Exciting, ha?
So, ang plenary speakers namin, si Heidelin Diaz. So, she's part of this panel that's called Renew. Kasi the theme of the conference is Rise. So, parang Rise from the Ashes. So, meron kaming anchor verse na God bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. So that's from Isaiah.
We rise.
Yeah, so we rise, especially from this pandemic. We rise.
From our language state. Wow.
Yes, yeah.
So
Heidelin Diaz is one of the plenary speakers. Si Bernadette Sembrado Aguinaldo. So she's part of the plenary also.
Oh my gosh. Live yan. Makikita namin.
Yes, on-site.
Naku, papicture ako dyan, ha?
Oo, sige. Bahala na si Anthony sa'yo.
Does she have a beautiful teaching? I just know her as a newscaster.
Yeah, she has a beautiful story also about joy instead of mourning. So, I will not kwento para di ma-preempt.
Who else? Wow.
And then Risa sings on Kaupeng. So, she's a book author and speaker yun. And she's also from the Feast. Yes. And we have Gladys Lacorte Franco. So, she's a from Canva, if you're familiar with
Oh,
Canva.
yes, of course, Canva.
Yeah, I think everybody naman, ako din, parang, buti na lang, praise God, may Canva. Because we
Hindi na
use
ako
it,
PowerPoint and Canva na ako.
diba? And it's very useful in ministry, diba?
Really, I have not used it. I should actually.
Oh,
I
it's
started
so-
start doing posters about life.
Yes. If you need
Walang
help,
naumpisahan, yes.
I'm here if you need help. Ate Rita.
Okay, so ano siya sa Canva tong
She's from Canva. Yeah, she's one of the community. I forgot that actual title. No, but she's
Filipino?
Filipino.
Because-
Canva Philippines. Canva Philippines.
May Canva Philippines.
Yes. So, pangarap ko nga magtrabaho doon pag malaki na mga anak ko.
Oh, super ano na yan? Super high-tech na yan. Okay. Wow.
Yes, and then we have she's a family life and theology of the body advocate, si Ate Rhea Santos. She's also from Couples for Christ. So her story is also very powerful. So she's part of the panel. And then we have Roseanne Romero. So she's also
Roseanne Romero. Yes.
Yes. Oh, yun. So she's
also.
a speaker and author, and sobrang powerful din yung story niya, 'di ba, of
Yes.
living with her multiple sclerosis.
Right.
And then Bea Lim Viñas, she's a feast worship leader, and also she serves at the feast. So she's one of the women worship leaders. So ang dami, tas may classes pa. So there are like, I think 19 na master classes. So these are the ones available online.
What are example of the subject matters that will be taken up in
Okay.
classes?
Ang dami kasi, Ate Ritz, no? So if those who want to join, they can look at jewelsconference.com. But I'll mention a few. So meron for singles, how to date in a healthy way and build significant relationships. Tapos, keeping the marital spark despite struggles. So for the married people. And then, in general, for the women, how to live a mindful, present, and fulfilling life. Tas meron din talks about anxiety, what to do when anxiety hits you hard. And then meron din about strengthening the relationships in OFW families. So the speakers here are really OFW parents, OFW moms.
Wow,
Yan.
ang galing nyo mag-organize. Who help you organize this thing? I am so amazed at your lineup. Ilang taon yung ginawa to? Parang ako
Ay, the Jewels Conference.
Bago ko mabuo yan.
Ay, you mean the conference? Nako, secret na lang po kung kailan. Months lang to, Ate Rita.
Wow.
Pero yung brainstorming,
Right,
it goes on naman every year. So there's a Jewels Core.
It's an annual thing, the Jewels
Yes,
Conference.
it's an annual thing since I think if my memory does not fail me, parang 2015 yata yung start or
Isn't it
2014.
last year? Kasi last year we had. Pero puro
Online.
online.
Completely online. So 2020 and 2021, completely online. This is the first time na hybrid. May class din ako, helping kids and teens grow in faith. So please pray for that kasi I really felt not qualified to give it.
You are too humble, Tina.
Kasi sabi ko, Ate Rita,
Qualified
yeah,
ka.
sabi ko kasi yung teen ko, nag-grow pa wala pa akong, alam mo yun, wala pa akong fruit.
Parang wala pang bunga, hindi mo pa
Yes.
makikita.
Diba? Paano kung-
madali kang makikita mo rin yan.
Sabi ko, paano kung ibigay ko yung talk, tapos yung pag young adult na siya, mag-stray na siya from the faith.
Diba talaga namang ganon? The Lord continues to humble us with our struggle.
Yes.
So, Tina, may mga benepisya. May bayad kasi ito di ba?
Yes, may bayad.
Do you want to tell our viewers right now how much ang iba-budget nila to be able
Yes.
to go to SMX or to do it online?
You can purchase it online, no? Especially, I encourage
showing.
those who want to go to SMX to purchase now because very limited nga po yung seats.
I can imagine.
600 lang.
Wow.
So, yung on-site tickets are $995. This includes the in-venue conference access. So, this is free seating, 30 days access to all the online sessions, and then a conference kit and a free book. So, yun yung $995. And then yung online is $395. That gives you access to all the sessions, the online sessions. It's 30 days access yun. So, kung kunyari, hindi mo matapos ng weekend, you can go back to it No, within 30 days yan.
Okay.
So you can buy the tickets at jewelsconference.com. And ito nga, yung ticket sales, portions of the ticket sales will go to our women's ministries. So the women's mercy ministries that we have, they're called Grace to be Born. So this is our home, and I think Ate Rita, no, familiar kayo sa Grace to be Born with the pro-life work that you do. So it supports women who are pregnant and they cannot support their babies, or parang they're too young and they don't have the support that they need. So mga pregnant women in crisis. It also supports the babies who are born and their mothers cannot take care of them. Yan. So that's Grace to be Born. And then Jewels Conference also supports Jeremiah, our Jeremiah Foundation. So Jeremiah is our shelter for sexual abuse survivors. So these are usually young girls. So I think the youngest they had was 7 to teens age. So they're provided holistic care, also spiritual formation to help them cope with the trauma of their abuse. So every year, the Jewels Conference supports these ministries. So, kumbaga parang if you attend, you're helping yourself grow as a woman of faith, and then you're helping these women din who are really in need. So parang win-win. And of course, yun nga, God will bless your yes, whatever it is. So yun, I'm very, very grateful for this chance to serve through the Jewels, because yun nga parang as a mom na busy na ang daming ginagawa, parang it's one way to serve. It's one way to give back. So yun.
Thank you so much, Tina. Is there anything else na gusto mo i-share before we end?
Ako, Ate Rita, I want to honor you kasi
sinali mo naman ako dyan.
Siyempre, kasi nga women serving women, di ba? Sabi nga, I forgot, pero quotable quote, di ba, na parang we rise by lifting others. Parang ganun, nakikita ko yan minsan sa social media. And just being here with you and with all those who are watching, whether man or woman, no? Pero yung when we uplift or do our best to uplift the lives of others, God sees our efforts.
Amen.
And He will bless them. And alam kong napakahirap nitong pandemic na to for all of us. It was so hard to get up and serve your family, get up and serve your community, and to serve the church. But just as Mama Mary always reminds us na, you be it done to me according to your word, and for God nothing is impossible. So thank you, Ate Rita, especially for all the work that you do sa pro-life work. I'm here to help you.
Thank you so much. Women out there, we rise by helping each other. So mag-register na po sa Jewels Conference July 2. Thank you for watching this. This is Rita Dayrit reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang life.
So, Grace to be Born, nagsimula siya noong 2008. Ang mission niya talaga is to prevent these women, itong mga kababaihan na nabuntis, na hindi inaasahan, na ipa-abort yung kanilang mga babies. So, it's a pro-life ministry. Andito ang Grace to be Born para tulungan sila na itaguyod yung kanilang dinadala at i-welcome sila dun sa mundo na maging masaya at maayos na maitaguyod nila yung kanilang babies.
We serve girls from 8 to 18 years old. We provide them with a nurturing environment that will help them nourish their mind, body, and spirit. Dito sa Jeremiah, we promote the dignity of every woman. So yung mga karapatan ng mga bata ay ina-uphold namin at tinuturo sa kanila. Although sometimes it's just really hard, lalo yung mga bata na naabuso at sasabihin nilang nasa na yung karapatan na yon, ba't inagaw sa amin?
So ngayon, unti-unti, bumabalik ulit kami. Sabi nga nila, tumatayo ulit ang Grace to be Born. At patuloy pa rin kaming tumutulong sa mga nanay na nagkakaproblema, nabubuntis na hindi nila inaasahan. Medyo dumadami din ng mga counseling yung tumatawag sila na may problema ako. At masaya kami kahit na natutulungan namin sila through phone, mga phone calls, through pag-uusap ng simple, at nalilinawan sila na dapat alagaan nila yung sarili nila, most especially yung kanilang mga babies.
We tried to address the fears, the anxieties ng mga bata, yung trauma nila. So, through group therapies, counseling sessions, and that, all of this is proof that God has always been faithful to us. Marami na rin tayong naipanalong mga kaso, mga batang naibabalik sa kanilang mga pamilya, na matiwasay na namumuhay ngayon, na nag-aaral, and with your help, marami pa tayong pwedeng tulungan.
Pero ito din yung masasabi ko, hindi namin to lahat magagawa kung wala yung mga taong patuloy naniniwala at nagtitiwala sa amin para magawa namin itong mission na to.
I believe God handpicked all of you who are here to be a vessel of His generosity. So nananawagan ho kami, we are calling those people may mga kind hearts, may mga generous hearts to be our mission partners.